Don't take my child. Please don't take her. The child is mine!
In a quiet village lived a rich man and his wife. Though they owned land, animals, and wealthy, they believed that riches alone could not raise strong children. They had 2 daughters, Maureen the elder and Mary the younger. The parents wanted their daughters to grow strong in body and sharp in mind. For this reason, they raised them like ordinary village children. The girls fetched water, worked in farms, cleaned houses, and learned discipline the hard way. Mary accepted this life with humility. She woke early, worked with care, and spoke kindly even when tired. When her mother corrected her, she listened. When her father taught her, she remembered. But Maureen was different. When her parents sent her to fetch water, she sat by a lake watching her reflection while others worked. When given tasks, she pushed them onto Mary. From the doorway, Maureen watched her sister being praised, and something twisted inside her chest. As the years passed, the difference between sisters grew clearer. Villagers spoke warmly of Mary. "That child has good heart," they said. Maureen heard those words many times. One night, Maureen sat alone and whispered to herself, "I could work harder like Mary, but why should I? Why should I bend when she's already loved?" That night, jealousy took root in her heart. One stormy night, lightning struck the house. The roof caught fire, and smoke filled every room. The parents tried to protect their daughters, but they could not escape in time. By morning, the villagers found them lifeless. Mary fell to her knees. "We are alone now," she whispered. Maureen stood behind her, silent, and her eyes were cold. Though the sisters inherited property and wealth, peace did not return. Maureen took control of the house. She ordered, she shouted, and she blamed. Mary endured it all quietly. One evening, Maureen pointed the door. "Leave," she said coldly. "You have eaten enough of my life." Mary stood frozen. She picked up her small bundle and walked away without a word. Mary worked as a maid in many homes. She worked with honesty and care. People trusted her with their children, their food, and their secrets. "Please stay," they begged when she tried to leave. Meanwhile, Maureen stayed alone in the big house. The crops failed. The animals died. Wealthy slipped through her lazy hands like a sand. Soon she became poor because of her laziness and love of pleasure. One day, a respected young man called Derek noticed Mary. He admired not only her beauty, but her humility. They married. The village celebrated. When Maureen heard the news, she screamed, "Since childhood you were chosen. You were made a princess." Her hand tightened into fists. "I could change, but I will not." That night, she chose evil. Maureen sold her last animals, 2 goats and cow, and went to a witch. "I want power," she said. "I want beauty. I want respect." The witch looked at her carefully. "The price is heavy," she warned. "I will pay," Maureen replied without hesitation. "You will need a child from your bloodline," the witch said. Maureen smiled slowly. "My sister has none yet." "She will soon," the witch replied. The witch gave Maureen a small rope and said, "When your sister becomes pregnant, place this rope at the gate she passes every day. When she steps over it, she will fall sick. No doctor will cure her except you. When you heal her, demand the baby she gives birth to. They will refuse at the first, but when her sickness becomes worse, they will accept. After you get the baby, take her to an island deep in the forest and build a house there. After some days, Mary became pregnant. The news spread quickly. The whole village rejoiced. Even Maureen heard the news. When Mary's pregnancy was confirmed, Maureen acted. She placed a small rope at Mary's gate. Mary walked past it unaware. That night, Mary collapsed in pain. Derek ran from one physician to another, but the answer was always the same. She cannot be cured. Only witch can help. Derek ran to the witch. The witch listened carefully, then sent him to Maureen. Derek was shocked. He arrived and explained everything to Maureen. She handed him a small container of medicine. He returned home and gave it to Mary. Mary recovered, but only briefly. Soon her sickness returned, and this time it was worse than before. Derek ran back to Maureen. She looked at him coldly, firmly, and said, "If you want me to heal your wife, I will take your child in return. If it is a girl, she's mine. If it is a boy, he will stay with you." Derek refuses at first time and went home. But day and night, Mary's condition worsened. Whispering to himself, he said, "I cannot lose both. Maybe God will bless us with a boy." Finally, he agreed to her terms. He took the medicine, returned home, and gave it to Mary. Tears streamed down his face, but hope remained. After some months, Mary gave birth to a baby girl. The parents were sad knowing the child would be taken away. Maureen came and took the baby. She named her Amika and took her to an island deep in the forest, where she built a house for her. Later, Maureen returned to the witch, who gave her a magical pot and instructed her to fill it with water. Every day she was to cut a small piece of Amika's hair and drop it into the water, and bathe with it until the girl turned 18. The pot was never to break. Maureen raised Amika alone on the island. One day, Amika's curiosity got the better of her. "Ma, why do we live all alone here?" she asked. Maureen's eyes darkened. "My sister wanted to kill us," she said. "That's why we came here, and if you ever leave this house, a tiger will eat you." Amika shivered, believing her aunt's warning, but despite the fear, kindness lived in her heart, and it could not be hidden. One day, Prince David went hunting on a remote island. Suddenly, his horse stumbled, and he fell, breaking his leg. Pain shot through him. His loyal guards searched desperately for help, but there was nothing, only forest and water. Just when hope seemed lost, they spotted a small, humble house tucked among the trees. They ran toward it, calling out for help. A young girl, Amika, appeared. Fear shook her, but she stepped forward. "Let me help you," she said. With careful hands, she treated Prince's wound. Her courage and kindness shone brighter than her beauty. The prince watched, amazed, and in that moment he could not look away. When the prince returned to the kingdom, he told his parents about the beautiful and kind girl he met. They encouraged him to go back and bring her. When Maureen came home, Amika excitedly said, "Ma, today I saw a handsome man. He was hurt, and I helped him." But Maureen became frustrated and yelled, "Don't you ever open the door for anyone except me?" She worried they want to take Amika away. She thought about leaving too, but she had no money. So she told herself, I will stay close to home from now on. The next day, Prince David returned and knocked on the door. No one answered. Maureen was at the lake catching fish, and Amika was hiding. The prince ordered his guards to break in. They searched the whole house and finally found her hiding in the room, terrified. Amika stepped back and accidentally bumped into the pot from the witch. It shattered on the ground. Maureen arrived too late. Tears streamed down her face as she screamed, "Don't take my niece! Don't take my niece! My child!" Madness consumed her. She ran to the river and ended her life. Amika became a princess, living in the palace with Prince David, but her heart felt restless. She kept asking herself, why did my mother call me her niece? With the prince's help, spies searched and uncovered the truth. Amika's real parents were Mary and Derek. When they finally meet their daughter, tears of joy streamed down their faces. The king welcomed Amika's parents into the palace, and together they all lived a happy life, united as a family.